Look, we all love a good viral video, but in this age of digital misinformation, that share button can be more dangerous than a monkey with a chainsaw and a Twitter account. One such figure is Dhruv Rathee, a popular YouTuber known for his often controversial takes on Indian politics. What I am here to do is put some of his most explosive claims under the microscope. Buckle up, because we're about to dive headfirst into the murky waters of fact-checking. Dhruv Rathee has repeatedly expressed concerns about India's democratic health, suggesting a slide towards authoritarianism. He's pointed to incidents of censorship, crackdowns on dissent, and pressure on the media as evidence. However, to declare a country with a fiercely independent judiciary, a vibrant media landscape, and regular contested elections a dictatorship? Well, that's a bit like saying a plate of biryani is just some rice and chicken. It's technically true, but it misses the nuance, the complexity, the delicious, messy reality of the situation. And speaking of messy realities, remember that whole Dabur Chyawanprash controversy? Dhruv Rathee claimed the company was in hot water over an advertisement featuring a same-sex couple. Yes, there was a legal challenge to the ad, but it wasn't from some outraged moral brigade. It was from a lawyer who argued the ad was inappropriate for children. The Kolkata High Court dismissed the case, upholding Dabur's right to air the advertisement. This case highlights the importance of getting your facts straight, especially when dealing with sensitive social issues. Dhruv Rathee found himself in hot water with the Indian government for displaying a distorted map of India. This was a map that showed disputed territories as belonging to other countries. Dhruv Rathee's defense? He claimed the map was an inadvertent error. Now, I'm no cartographer, but accidentally lopping off a chunk of your own country and handing it to your neighbor seems like a pretty significant oversight. Remember when the price of onions skyrocketed in India? Dhruv Rathee criticized the finance minister for her seemingly out-of-touch comments. He accused her of being insensitive to the plight of ordinary Indians struggling with the rising cost of living. However, the finance minister's comments were taken out of context, making it seem like she was dismissing the concerns of the people. In reality, she was highlighting the government's efforts to address the issue and bring down onion prices. Dhruv Rathee criticized the BJP's decision to continue election campaigning in West Bengal amidst a surge in COVID-19 cases. He accused the party of prioritizing political gains over public health. However, it's also worth noting that the BJP wasn't the only party campaigning at the time. This selective outrage, while effective in stirring emotions, often lacks the crucial element of balance and fairness. The World Happiness Report, that annual ranking of countries based on their citizens' self-reported happiness levels. Dhruv Rathee seized upon one particular year's report which ranked Pakistan higher than India to take a jab at the Indian government. He implied that this was evidence of India's supposed decline under the current administration. Using a single metric like the World Happiness Report to make sweeping judgments about a country's well-being is about as reliable as using a mood ring to diagnose a medical condition. Dhruv Rathee found himself on the receiving end of an inquiry by the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, NCPCR, for allegedly revealing the identity of a minor in one of his videos. Dhruv Rathee defended himself, claiming that he had taken necessary precautions to protect the child's identity. However, the NCPCR wasn't convinced and proceeded with its inquiry. This case highlights the responsibility that comes with having a large online platform, especially when dealing with sensitive information. Tragedy struck the family of BJP MP Rita Bahuguna, but the tragedy was soon caught in the crossfire of misinformation. Dhruv Rathee shared a news report claiming that Bahuguna's granddaughter had died after sustaining burns from a firecracker, linking the incident to the BJP's stance on firecracker regulations. However, the truth, as it often does, turned out to be far more heartbreaking. The child had, in fact, succumbed to injuries sustained in a tragic accident unrelated to firecrackers. In a video discussing import duties and taxes, Dhruv Rathee claimed that buying a new iPhone in Dubai is significantly cheaper than buying it in India. While it's true that electronics, including iPhones, are often priced lower in Dubai due to factors like lower import duties and tax structures, Dhruv Rathee's comparison failed to account for crucial factors like currency exchange rates, warranty coverage, and import regulations for bringing electronics purchased abroad back to India. The Delhi riots were a dark chapter in India's recent history, marked by violence, fear, and a tragic loss of life. Dhruv Rathee, in a 12-minute video on the riots, presented a narrative that, while emotionally charged, was riddled with unsubstantiated claims and selective reporting. While there's no denying that the government has a responsibility to maintain law and order, Dhruv Rathee's video lacked proper journalistic balance. It failed to present a comprehensive view of the events, choosing instead to focus on a narrative that supported his pre-existing biases. The telecom sector in India has seen its fair share of upheaval, and BSNL, a state-owned telecom provider, has been at the center of many controversies. Dhruv Rathee, in a video discussing BSNL's financial woes, claimed that 54,000 employees were on the verge of losing their jobs. While it's true that BSNL was facing financial difficulties and had announced a voluntary retirement scheme, or VRS, Dhruv Rathee's claim that 54,000 employees were going to be forcibly laid off was misleading. The VRS was an option, not a forced termination, and the number of employees who would choose to avail of the scheme was uncertain. Dhruv Rathee found himself in legal hot water over a tweet alleging that the Modi government had sold forest land in Chhattisgarh to the Adani Group. Dhruv Rathee's tweet, which went viral, was quickly debunked as false. The government clarified that no such sale of forest land had taken place, and the Adani Group threatened legal action against Dhruv Rathee for spreading misinformation. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of making unsubstantiated claims, especially when it involves powerful entities. The Statue of Unity, a towering tribute to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, became a lightning rod for controversy. Dhruv Rathee, in a video discussing the statue's construction, expressed skepticism about the project, claiming that no one will visit the statue. However, Dhruv Rathee's prediction proved to be wildly inaccurate. The Statue of Unity has since become a major tourist attraction, drawing millions of visitors from India and abroad. When devastating floods ravaged the state of Kerala, Dhruv Rathee was quick to criticize the BJP-led central government for its alleged lack of support for the flood-affected areas. He claimed that BJP-ruled states had not contributed any financial assistance to Kerala, implying a callous disregard for the suffering of the people. However, this claim was demonstrably false. Several BJP-ruled states had, in fact, made substantial contributions to the Kerala flood relief efforts. Dhruv Rathee, in a video discussing alleged corruption within the government, made a sensational claim about a 25 lakh rupee bribe offered for a land deal. He presented documents and audio recordings as evidence of this alleged bribery scandal, implicating high-ranking officials. However, the credibility of Dhruv Rathee's evidence was quickly called into question. The documents were found to be forged, and the audio recordings were deemed to be tampered with. Dhruv Rathee, in a video discussing defense spending, made the alarming claim that the Indian government did not have enough money to adequately fund the Indian army. He pointed to delays in military procurement and alleged shortages in essential equipment as evidence of this funding crisis. While it's true that the Indian military faces budgetary constraints, Dhruv Rathee's claim that the government was deliberately starving the army of funds was misleading. The government clarified that defense spending was a priority and that any delays in procurement were due to procedural issues, not a lack of funds. The Nirav Modi scandal, involving allegations of massive bank fraud and money laundering, sent shockwaves through India. Dhruv Rathee, in a video discussing the case, claimed that crucial files related to Nirav Modi's tax evasion had been destroyed in a fire at the Income Tax Department building. However, investigations into the fire revealed that it was an accident caused by an electrical short circuit. Moreover, the Income Tax Department clarified that the files related to Nirav Modi's case were stored digitally and were not destroyed in the fire. a BJP MLA was accused of rape in a case that sparked outrage and protests. Dhruv Rathee, in a video reporting on the case, claimed that the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, had confirmed the rape charges against the MLA. However, this was a misrepresentation of the CBI's stance. While the CBI was investigating the case, they had not yet filed a charge sheet or confirmed the rape charges. Dhruv Rathee and Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, found themselves facing a police complaint for allegedly spreading misinformation and inciting hatred against a particular community. This incident highlighted the legal ramifications of making inflammatory statements online, even if those statements are made under the guise of political commentary or social activism. So, there you have it. A whirlwind tour of Dhruv Rathee's most controversial claims. In an age where misinformation spreads faster than a bad rumor in a small town, it's more important than ever to be critical consumers of information. Don't just take someone's word for it, no matter how many followers they have or how passionately they argue. Check their sources, look for evidence, and most importantly, think for yourselves. If you're tired of the same old partisan bickering and you're ready for a healthy dose of truth, hit that subscribe button.